Morning, everyone in YouTube land. It's Alita Sauve, wishing you a very happy 2024 on behalf of Native Child and Family Services of Toronto and the Toronto Urban Indigenous Community. Say good morning to everyone across Canada and whoever else is live streaming this morning, watching the live stream this morning from wherever you are in the world. I want to wish you a very, very happy winter season. We've made it through the fall time and we are now fully in the winter season. And it's a beautiful time of year, a time of resting, a time of visioning, a time of planning for the new year coming in the spring. So with that, I want to start this morning by giving some words of gratitude and then moving on to sharing some things with you this morning. I just want to say to the great mystery, good morning to you. Thank you for our life today. Thank you for the breath in our bodies and for the four winds that carry up our prayers at this time. We also want to say good morning and thank you to the Grandfather Sun and for the fire of life that is provided by the Grandfather Sun and the fire of life that burns in us. We're grateful this morning for the Mother Earth and all of the things that she does to sustain us this morning. Thank you. Thank you for continuing to look after us, to nourish us, and to sustain all life here upon this Mother Earth. We also want to offer up our prayers of gratitude and good morning to the Grandmother Moon, and thank you for watching over us through the nighttime. We thank you for governing the waters of the earth, and we thank you for the waters in our body this morning. We also give thanks for all the birth waters of all living beings upon this Mother Earth. And we welcome all the new life that has been born in this moment in time, and those that have been born in the last 28 days. We're very grateful this morning to the star nations, our brothers and sisters, the stars. And we say good morning to you. We say good morning to the northern lights and to the four sacred thunderbirds of the four directions. Thank you for all that you do in this creation that we share. Thank you for that. Thank you also, Mother Earth, for all of the plant medicines that you provide for us to nourish us, to keep us healthy, to keep us emotionally stable and mentally clear and spiritually sound. Thank you for all of the medicines that you utilize to help us that way, especially the food medicines that nourish our entire physical body. We give thanks for that. We give thanks this morning for our relations that we share this life with in all the directions upon the Mother Earth. We especially want to acknowledge those ones that crawl on the earth and under the earth. Thank you for all that you do to aerate the ground, to help the plants and the seeds grow. Thank you for all the ways in which you nourish the soil so that we might grow good food. We thank you for that. We thank you also all of the water life and all of the winged ones and all the ones that walk on four legs and all the ones that walk on two legs upon this Mother Earth. We're very grateful to each and every one and all of the roles and responsibilities that we all have upon this Mother Earth. We're grateful for the opportunity to be useful. We are also very grateful this morning to the standing ones that make oxygen for us and for the rock people that hold our history and our language. We're grateful most of all for the ancestors who kept the knowledges alive for us so that we might know how to talk to you, Great Mystery, and so that we might know how to prepare our children in a good way. We're grateful for that. We're grateful also this morning to all of the old ones who still walk amongst us, who get up every morning and pray for us. Maybe they pray for us at noon as well, and maybe they pray for us at night. But whatever their prayers and whatever they do, we are deeply grateful for each and every one of them, especially those ones who take care of ceremonies. We're grateful for all of this, the ceremonial life that you have provided us as Indigenous people upon this Mother Earth. All the ways in which we can honor the seasons, honor the life force, to honor our children, to honor our old ones, all the ways in which we can acknowledge and give gratitude. We are grateful for all of those ceremonial ways. We are also grateful this morning for our children. our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren and our nieces and nephews, and ask that you guide and protect them wherever they go, whatever they do upon this Mother Earth. We also at this time have our thoughts and concerns lifted up on behalf of those that are living in fear and violence, places of war, places of famine, places where there's no clean water, places where there is oppression, um, places where perhaps the mental health is at stake, or the freedom is at stake. Perhaps they may be incarcerated, or perhaps they are homeless, living in the cold in the streets. We turn our minds and hearts towards those ones this morning, Great Mystery, and ask you to take pity upon them, to make a way for them some way so that they can have comfort, so that they can have food, so they can have clean water, so they can feel safe. We are especially praying for the children who are caught in the conflicts of war upon this Mother Earth. And we ask you to guide our minds and hearts so that there can be peace upon this Mother Earth, so that there can be a way forward for the many generations yet to be born. Please help us that way so that we can be kind not only to ourselves but to each other, and kind to the Mother Earth. So with that, I ask you to assist us to be kind human beings on this day in the middle of winter of 2024. I also ask you at this time to hear my deepest of gratitude for all those ones that are alone or who are sick in hospitals, and ask you to take pity upon them as well. If there's anything that I forgot or anything that I missed out on, I ask you to look in the minds and hearts of all those that are listening and participating in this live stream this morning, and ask you kindly to take care of their thoughts and concerns this morning. And with that, I say, Adigadenatia, great power up above, made it show, made it show, made it show, made it show, all my relations. So for those of you that are new to this particular live stream, I just wanted to clarify that my name is Alita Sauve, and I am a Tahltan woman on my mother's side, and I am Cree on my father's side. I belong to the Crow clan through my mother, and I'm very grateful to spend some time with you. I want you to know that I am a mother of four, a grandmother of four, and I have many community adults who call me mother or auntie or cookum. And I have many community grandchildren who call me cookum or auntie. And I'm very grateful to the Creator for providing to me a very vibrant ceremonial family in which I have many brothers and sisters. And I greet each and every one of you this morning, wherever you might be this morning. I also want to greet the Toronto urban Indigenous community and say welcome back to the YouTube live stream. Hope that you will make it a regular Wednesday morning activity, or through the week, maybe look us up and just have a listen in to see what we might be sharing that particular week. We call this live stream Wisdom Wednesday, and we call it that just because it's a catchy way of titling it, So this week, I should also clarify with you that every week I share something different. I'm not here to share particularly ceremonies or teachings, specific teachings, but more the teachings that were shared with me. In other words, I only share with you those things that have been already shared with me. And I just wanted you to know that. This week, I wanted to talk a little bit about the new moon time, because the new moon is coming tomorrow on January the 11th. And we are in the January moon that the Anishinaabe people and all of the nations of the Anishinaabe people call Spirit Moon. And I once spent time with a very wise grandmother. Her name was Ella. and she talked about the spirit moon and how important the spirit moon is to human beings, and how we can work with that time of the moon, especially when it's new. And she talked a great deal about all of the moons, all of the 13 moons, and all of the different possible ceremonies that can take place within those moon phases. And I want to talk a little bit about this phase that we're coming into now. It's the new moon. And the new moon is a time, according to my dear friend and colleague, Willie, from Sturgeon Lake Healing Lodge in Saskatchewan. Um, this time of year, or this time of the season of the moon, when it's new, is a time when we put things that were taken care of in the last moon, and we put them to rest. They are complete, they are finished. And we give gratitude for all of those ways in which they were completed, and our part in it, and our ability to receive understandings and sharings and teachings from the ancestors through the ceremonial processes of each of the moon phases. When the new moon comes, Willie shared with me that this is a time when you sit with your tobacco. If you're a pipe carrier, you might sit with your pipe. If you are an organization, you might sit together and have a feast. But it's a time to renew the space in which you're in, the place that you live, the place that you work. It's a time to clean out old energies. And so medicines are used to clean out the entire environmental area. And different medicines are used according to which Indigenous nation you are participating in with this ceremony. New moon ceremonies are common. They may have different languages or different songs or different ceremonial protocols, but the main purpose behind it is to get ready for that next moon, that next full moon that's coming, and the next month that's coming. And so we prepare the environment. We make the space safe and clean spiritually to invite the ancestors to be with us throughout this moon phase, and to guide us, to share with us the things that we need to know to go forward in this season of the winter. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about today too, is this season of winter and how incredibly important it is. It's a time of rest. You look upon the lands here, especially in what they call Canada, Turtle Island, and we have different seasons, and the winter is always the harshest time. It's cold, it's wet, there's snow, it's dark for longer during the day and through the night. It's a time when the land itself is resting. You can see that visibly with the trees, because the trees have no leaves upon them except for the evergreens like the pines and the cedars. But basically, the trees are resting, and all the seeds in the ground are resting. They're preparing, they're getting ready to burst forth in the springtime. And it's kind of like that for human beings. It's our time for us to rest and to reflect, to take care of our bodies in ways that we may have neglected in this previous season, to look at the way in which our mind is running, and adjust our thought patterns so that they are more in line with the light of creation, rather than the darkness of depression and anxiety and those kinds of things. And it's also a time for us to pay attention to our heart, and and our emotions and how we feel about ourselves. And it's also a time to participate in whatever ceremonial ways have been shared with you to welcome in the new full moon that's coming. and that moon is called Spirit Moon. I wanted to backtrack a little bit and talk a little bit more about the heart. It's really important for us as human beings, the grandmothers have shared with me, that we pay attention to the ways in which we break our own hearts and change those patterns. And new moon is a time for changing things, changing direction, changing thought patterns, changing behaviors, things that no longer serve us. We let them go. This is the time of the new moon to do that. And it's true, if we don't pay attention to how we are with ourselves, then we leave ourselves wide open to breaking our own hearts. And that's not why we're here. We're here to know how to love ourselves, because it's only through that pathway can we know how to love and be grateful to the Mother Earth, the Father Sky, the Grandfather Sun, the Grandmother Moon. Um, uh, it's the only way we know how, that we will learn how to be grateful to our ancestors who sacrificed so many things so that we might be here and be whole and be resilient and be alive, and be able to share what little we know about our languages, our cultures, our dances, our songs, our ceremonies with our children. These inform us who we are. And so in order for us to do that, we need to love ourselves. And this is a challenge because as a people that's been oppressed, um, to understand the pathway of love is very, very challenging because it's hard for a walking wounded to find a pathway to love. But I'm here to tell you that it's possible. And it's possible through your ceremonial ways. It's possible to do that just by learning how to speak your language, or to learn a new song in your language, or to learn what ancestral foods mean, or how to plant a garden, or where to get food in the wild. There's so many ways in which we can honor who we are as Indigenous people. And in doing so, we have a doorway in which we learn how to love ourselves deeply. And I believe at my age, which is pretty old, don't be fooled by this, um, I, um, I am convinced that it is through the pathway of love that we understand ourselves. And through understanding ourselves, we create a space in which we will be able to understand each other uh, as nations, but also as different races and cultures and religions and spiritual practices across this Mother Earth. We have an opportunity to find a connection on the web of life together through this pathway called self-love. And that's what I wanted to share with you today and encourage you to be kind to yourself today, to think about how the next moon is going to be here soon, and that you have an opportunity to change behaviors or ways that you think about yourself and find deeper ways to love yourself. So have yourself a beautiful Wednesday, and I shall